This is the plaintiff, Walter. He says he's a travel agent, and he booked a cruise for the defendant, and the woman backed out of the trip, then turned around and frivolously sued him for a cancellation fee she had to pay. For crying out loud. The woman lives in a $2.9 million house. He has no idea why she dragged him into court on 3 occasions for no reason, and is suing her for the $2,406.72 he's now out. This is the defendant, Ina. She says the plaintiff never told her there'd be a cancellation fee. She sued the plaintiff for reimbursement of the $950 fee she was forced to pay. And now the guy's coming after her for wasting his time? Does he really think she's gonna pay for his flights, lodging, and food for coming to court? Please. She's accused of cruising for a lawsuit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,090.55 for the cancellation fee and filing costs.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Walter, you don't want your last name or your company mentioned. Your company is suing Ina for $2,406.72 in expenses that you have incurred defending yourself against a lawsuit that Ina has been filing against you for a cancellation fee on a cruise. Have I got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start with you. Go ahead, Walter.
I have in front of me, Your Honor, a signed document by Ina, and it clearly states on here that should you cancel, there is a cancellation fee.
May I see it?
Yes, ma'am.
I got you. Thank you.
We have on file that goes with that this was an EchoSign e-signature, which, as you know, being a judge, that is acceptable in a court of law. She signed it.
So now she calls you and she wants to do a cruise where?
The Adriatic with friends of hers.
Okay. So you start working on it and what happens?
September, October, November. Everything that my staff and I put into this, we busted our stuff to get this done for her.
Wait, what? I mean, you're just booking a cruise. It's not like you're building a
no, it's more complicated. You had to get airfare. You had to get excursions done. You had to book the cruise.
I know.
And first it was going to be a twin room with her daughter. No, that's not going to work. Then it was going to be a single. No, that's not going to work. Then in November, she now has a mystery lady that I never met.
You don't need to meet the person she's taking.
Well, she wouldn't even give me a phone number or an email so I could speak directly to the lady.
Okay.
And every time we made a proposal, the mystery lady rejected it.
Meaning what?
She didn't like the cabins. Change the deck. Change this. Change that.
Okay.
To the point I became totally frustrated along with my staff. And we were dealing with Allison, who cannot be here. You'll see her name on documents. She represented the Cruise Web.
The Cruise what?
The Cruise Web is a big company that does consolidation work for cruise companies, for cruises.
Okay.
Okay? So I sent an email to Allison saying, I'm done. In fact, this says that I had nothing to do with this. This is from the vice president of the Cruise Web.
Okay. So you bail when? November? You say, I just can't deal with her anymore.
The end of November, Allison reaches out to the defendant, says, I'll be happy to help you. And she already was. I was working with her already. And I did not hear from the defendant until June of the following year when I got sued.
Wait, did you go on the cruise?
With a different company. I mean, I bought it from a different wholesaler, from Holland America herself, but I bought it after they couldn't provide me whatever I ordered from them.
Why couldn't they provide it to you?
When I called Walter in September, I asked him to reserve me a double occupancy room for 2 people, for veranda room. And he gave me a price that I agreed. I sent him the documents, who is going with me. And
who was it then, your daughter?
Then it was my daughter. He said it doesn't matter who. As long as I have a second name of the second person, we always can change it. So I sent him, I have all the papers. So I sent it to him. He rushed me to make a reservation because he said the sale is ending up in September 28th. So that evening, I made I gave them, a credit card, and that's it. I thought that I have a reserved room, double room for 2 people. Then I didn't hear from him. And then I started writing him emails, and he didn't answer for some days. And then I have a letter from him. He's writing to me, I'm sorry, I was in Europe, and I found out different trips that 4 of you can take, and I will contact you. So when he contacted me, I said, do I have a reservation for 2 people? And he said, no, it's only 1 person, the reservation. I said, fine, so can you add another person, because I'm not going by myself in veranda.
Did you ever tell him that you wanted a room for 1?
No.
Did you ever tell him that your daughter wasn't going?
No.
Okay, go on.
So he said, okay, I'll check everything. And then he calls me and he said, you know what? You cannot add now, at this point, you cannot add another person. You only can cancel this reservation. This is in November. The sale ended up in September 29, he told me. You need to cancel, and then I'm going to look for another room for you, but the prices will not be the same. I said, okay, so let's
you
see.
okayed that?
No, I said, let's see the prices.
Okay.
And the prices were $500 more for the same room for each person. I said, Walter, I cannot do it. This is very expensive will be. So he was trying to find me different rooms, but everything was the same money or more for the worsened room. So
Okay.
I said, this is not what, I put the deposit for. And then he got mad at me. And I have, again, the letters that he wrote to me. I'm canceling your reservation.
Let me see that. Please note, as per our recent conversation, I am canceling the cabin you put a deposit on and the new cabin I was holding. I will get your deposit refunded within 7 to 10 business days. This is on November 24th.
That's the day that I turned her over to Allison St. Clair
Yes, I
of the Cruise
understand.
Web.
Why are you telling her I will get your deposit refunded within 7 to 10 business days? What did you mean by that?
So that I would wash my hands. I never got paid by her.
Okay.
Cruise Web
Sir,
got paid.
I need you, just because you yell, it doesn't mean that it's
sorry.
going to go your way. I need you to listen to my question. I have
Okay.
a very simple question. What did you mean when you said this? I'll get your deposit refunded.
The deposit had been paid to Holland America Cruise.
How are you going to get it refunded if it's non-refundable?
It is refundable, Your Honor.
How much of a
It was
deposit had she left?
$300.
Say it again.
$300, which in subsequent documents you'll see she got it back.
Stop. How much total had she paid anyone up to that point?
As far as I know right now, $300. She put down a simple deposit.
Did you get her back her $300?
Absolutely did.
No, he didn't.
I've got documents that show she
What's
got
the
the money.
700 and something we're all talking about?
When she agreed to stay with the Cruise Web, she didn't cancel until February, 3 months later.
Do you have proof of
I
that
have
by
proof the
Cruise
seven,
Web?
yes.
Give me that from Cruise Web.
Right here, Your Honor.
Because that then mitigates this. This is meaningless if she ended up applying that to the next thing.
When she signed with the Cruise Web, there was a $755 cancellation fee should you not go on the cruise.
When did they charge that to her credit card?
Not until February of,
Where do you see the proof of that? Because I see what's the $300? The $300 they took when?
the $300 on here was done back in September of the previous year.
Okay. And then on February 20-something, they charged the 700 and something?
Yes.
Did they charge your credit card in February? Mm-hmm. The 700 and something?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's Cruise Web who charged it?
I never was introduced to Cruise Web before I was introduced to Walter.
That wasn't the question. You knew you were dealing with Cruise. Do you have
No,
the
I
email where...
didn't.
Stop. Do you have the email where you tell her, I'm not dealing with you anymore, deal directly with Allison?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see that? And you had several conversations with Allison, so you knew.
I wrote Allison in November.
Right, so you knew that you were dealing with Allison.
No,
you knew
but
that he no
after-
longer
af-
wanted to work with you
after-
and that you were dealing directly with Allison.
I didn't want to deal with Allison.
Well, but then don't.
Your Honor,
Your Honor, can I?
Let me know when you want me
How
to
does this
speak.
warn her about about what the cancellation fee is?
sir.
What is that? Don't
Page
wave
two.
at my bailiff.
No, I'm sorry.
Go
It
ahead.
says,
What is that?
this is a letter from Allison, and this is dated at the end of November.
Okay,
after
let me see that.
I divested myself.
Let me see that.
It says, well, you can read it for yourself.
It's directed to you. I cannot refund her deposit. It was non-refundable. Hence the good price and the decision for her to book as a single, since she won't get the deposit back for the second person if one never materialized. I did reach out to her directly to remind her about the deposit and also my company's 15% cancellation fee, which will apply if she cancels, and said I would be happy to help her find the cabin she does want to avoid those fees. And that's her response to you, because you're still thinking that she'd get a refund. Here's you. That's her response to your email that says, effective immediately, cancel the booking that you made with CruiseWeb. You are holding and issue a full refund for the deposit. Send me a copy of the refund. Let me know how long it will take. She became totally impossible to deal with all of the changes she wanted, the inability to supply all the information we required, and this new lady that we were unable to contact. I blew up and told her to get lost. She started blaming me for the problems and doesn't understand that there were no guarantees until the full deposit is in place. What's the full deposit?
Your Honor?
What is the full deposit?
$300 was the full deposit. Your
Okay,
Honor.
so it was in place. Her loss. She will end up not getting what she wants and paying more. Thanks for all your help. When I have other normal clients, I would be sure to call you. When you need help with clients for anywhere in the Mediterranean, do not hesitate to contact me. We do pay referral fees, which makes sense since he had sent you something saying you're going to get your whole deposit back. So when you get and you huff and you puff and you blow the house down. When you lose it, you tell her you'll get a full refund, and you think that's going to be the end of it. But what ends up happening instead is they say, you're not getting a refund. It was non-refundable. That's what they tell you, that you were mistaken. You see
Your
that,
Honor,
right?
It's here.
Yeah. Listen to what I am.
$300.
Put the paper down. Put the paper down. That's in September. That's when you are still in charge. You end up using a subcontractor that charges $300. You then tell your client, you know what? You'll get a refund in 7 to 10 days because I can't deal with you. That's what you tell her at the end of November. Then in the end of November, on that same day, you email your vendor that you picked and you said, give her back her money. Effective immediately, I'm just canceling. I can't deal with this woman. I blew up. Then your vendor tells you, oh no, you don't get the $300 back. That's non-refundable. So you, I know, were under the impression, listen to what I am asking.
Listening.
If your hand's up,
waiting.
you're thinking about what you're going to ask me.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if the contract says nothing about a cancellation fee, can the customer get customer's money back?
I believe so, but more than likely I would think that they couldn't, because most contracts,
But if it doesn't say anything about cancellation,
If it doesn't say anything about cancellation, you should definitely get your money back.
what do you say?
No, I don't think so, because it say no. So
No cancellation fee, nothing said about it. Can you get your money back if you just change your mind and don't want to go on the trip?
no, you can't, because it's just simple as that. You can't just get money back if it's cancellation.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
You were under the impression November 24th that the $300 was going to go back to her and there would be no cancellation fee. That is why you write her that email, and that is why you write Allison this email. Then Allison tells you on November 24th, I don't know what you're talking about, she's not getting the money back. And then what happens?
What happened is she did get the $300 back.
May I see proof of that?
Yes, ma'am. This is
Because
from,
the only thing you show me is proof that she wasn't getting it back.
Well,
so now show me how she got the $300
This is
back.
from an attorney who handled the CruiseWeb case. They were co-defendants.
Oh, that's way later. That's when she sues.
No. This goes back. He gives dates and everything if you read it, and I highlighted for you to make it life simple.
Why don't you make life simple and give me
And read it
something
to
from CruiseWeb? Did you get $300 back from CruiseWeb?
No, not from CruiseWeb.
Who'd you get it back from?
I called to Holland.
Stop.
I called Holland American, and I said, because my friends that I was going with, they had a reservation, and they were told, like usually, that it's refundable till the last payment. So I decided to call to Holland American because the trip was from them. And I said, I'm having such a problem with the agent. They took $300. I'm trying to go with the same, on the same cruise because my friends are going, but I cannot get the $300 back from them. She said, if you reserve with us, we will use your $300 for a new reservation. And that's
Did
what
you
happened.
end up getting it cheaper directly
Yes.
through Holland America?
Yes. Yes.
So then what happens?
But-
Okay, so you end up getting the value, but not from CruiseWeb
Not
and not from
CruiseWeb.
him.
They couldn't give me what I ordered.
And then when did you go on the cruise?
The same day, April 30th.
No, when did you go on the cruise?
April 30th, like I was supposed
Of
to go.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you book it directly with Holland America?
When he's, when all
When
this
did you
is
book? Just give me
November.
a date. When did you book it with Holland America?
November of 2017.
Okay. What ends up happening? You end up filing a lawsuit against CruiseWeb.
Walter and CruiseWeb.
And what happened with that?
With CruiseWeb, I had a court date, and in their policy, it says that you can sue them only in Maryland. So that's why my case was thrown out in Staten Island court.
So you're out that 700 and something.
Yes.
Right? That
Yes.
they didn't rule in your favor. All right. I am looking through these documents, and I am looking at what the lawyer for CruiseWeb filed. Oh, her shoulder's sad because she knows what it is. All right, and what it is your electronic signature on the terms that include that there is a cancellation fee. Now, you may not have read it because it's pages and pages in very small print, right?
No, because
And you
he
were
was my
looking at
agent.
it where? What was the exact phrase? Because I don't want to get it wrong. The print was, he made me sign a contract on my phone. The print was so small I couldn't really read it. I didn't understand things. Okay, but you signed it. So regarding that $755.55, if I were you, I wouldn't file in Maryland because I don't think that you're going to get that back based on what I've just read, which is attached to the CruiseWeb has it, where you sign it. If you didn't read it, that's on you. So you're also not going to get it against him. So on your counterclaim, 0. Now let us discuss your claim against her. You are suing for $1,500 for a fee that she never agreed to pay because you were never supposed to be paid $25 an hour. So that's a no. And you're suing for 2 more things, which are travel expenses to 2 court dates in New York. When you do business, as you do business, what did you think was going to happen other than somebody suing you in the state where they called you from? That is where, if you're doing business all over the country, selling cruises to people all over the country, that is exactly what's going to happen. You should expect that you're going to have to go to New York because she's not going to fly to Europe. She doesn't know where you live. She's got to all of a sudden fly to Guam and sue you in Guam. That's not how it's going to work. So you don't get any of that back. So on your lawsuit against her, 0. And on her lawsuit against you, 0. Good day, folks.
Well, after a lot of questioning and perusing of documents by the judge, she has decided that neither party succeeds in their respective lawsuits. That means you lose, she loses. What are you thinking?
I think that it's totally unfair because right there is a court judgment. This lady was supposed to file a summons to summon me to court. She failed to do so not once but twice. Failure to provide affidavit of service.
You've lost the case?
I lost.
Sorry.
Hey, that's life.
Okay. I'm sorry for you.
Hey, guess what?
Thank you very
It's
much.
okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Very good. If he'll step out here, same thing. You have lost the case. Step over here. What are you thinking right now?
I think that it was not a correct decision. I worked only with Walter, and that's what he gave me. I didn't know about the CruiseWeb at all.
Sorry. That's the way it goes in court.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
I got to tell you something. There are rules, and in some cases, laws in different states. It varies from state to state about the size of the print in these disclaimers in contracts. That there are certain disclaimers that have to be really big and chunky so that the customer can read them. But it varies from state to state, and it's something you probably want to look at if you get in a dispute.